Did you know that having a regular restorative yoga practice can help you reduce blood pressure, lower cortisol levels, that stress hormone that's great when it's well regulated, but causes all sorts of problems when it's elevated for long periods of time, which can include things such as, in my specific case, let's say you're working from home and you're trying to read a text and you can't. White. All you see is white. You're trying to hit send on an email and you're just frozen. One of the reasons could be elevated levels of cortisol for long periods of time changes your body chemistry, changes a lot of things. It can even cause all sorts of illnesses when it's spiked or elevated for long periods of time. So we want it nice and well regulated. Hi everyone, it's Genene and I have 5 yoga poses, restorative specifically yoga poses that you can do while you're at work at home, just using whatever you've got on hand. So what you're going to do is maybe you're grabbing bath towels, or maybe you actually have a blanket, a yoga blanket. You're going to grab it. Grab whatever pillows you happen to have. I grabbed a bunch of different sizes. I have bigger, smaller. Maybe you grabbed a couple sweaters, a sweatshirt, and then let's get started. Number 1 is a lovely little shoulder opener. You're going to take your towel, your blanket, if you have one, you're going to roll it up so that it is longwise, and depending on how long you are, for later it will become important that you roll it so that it's long enough for your torso. If you're longer, you might roll it another way around to make sure you have enough space. Then you're going to place it, first of all, horizontally. So I don't have a mat. You don't need a mat, nothing, just horizontal. You might need something for your head. Maybe a pillow, maybe a rolled up sweatshirt. You might not need it. This is for a space for your neck. And then you sit in front of your props, and this is going to go basically underneath your armpits, which means stretch your legs out in front of you. And then you're going to lie back, and then you're going to go, oop, I need to adjust. And so you adjust however you need to until it's in the right spot. So like so. And then the arms extend out to the sides. Head comes back. And if your chin points up and back, then grab something to put underneath your head. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. And then palms up, gently closing your eyes. Deepen your breath here so that you can start to sink into your props rather than feeling like you're levitating above them. And that goes for all of the things that we're doing today. And you can hold this for as long as you like, up to 5 minutes at a time. To come out, you can either bend your knees and roll to one side. You could, depending on how much effort you want to do. So if you don't want a lot of effort, bend the knees, roll. If you want a lot of effort for some reason, then you would lift your head and then you would roll up. The next one, another shoulder opener. This one, opposite, kind of vertical. Same thing, so just change it vertical. You don't have to do too much effort here. And then lie down again. And so the trick is to make sure that you're in the right place. So you may need to scooch forward if you're female and you need to create a little space for those reproductive organs. And you can push down. Here's the little tricks. Push down with your hands to lengthen the spine and then come back. For some people, that's imperative, others not imperative. And you might find, okay, this is fine on my neck. You might find that you want to reach back and grab a hold of this pillow. Maybe you just see, the thing about a sweatshirt is it becomes different heights. Maybe you just want a little bit underneath your head. So you take your hand behind your head to support it, lift the head. And then if your head is tilting too far forward, you lower your prop down a little bit. So the bottom tips of your shoulder blades come together. You'll feel how the tops of your shoulders now can release down towards the floor a little bit more. Palms face upward. And then why? Because it's a sign. It's got to start from the upper arms. The upper arms externally rotate, and when they externally rotate, the palms go up. And again, you can hold this as long as you like, up to 5 minutes. You could do a whole long restorative practice here, but you might not have that much time, so you just want to do a minute each of these poses. Your choice. Now, depending on how relaxed you want to be, you could stay here and do the next asana, or you could come up again, either bending the knees and rolling to one side or lifting up. But what you're going to do is have 2 props handy. Doesn't matter what they are, pillows, whatever. And it's just to support the outer legs. So number 3 is Supta Baddha Konasana, either up on this prop or not, lying down on the ground without the prop, your choice. And what that means is the soles of your feet are going to come together, your knees are going to go wide. And then so your legs aren't just hanging out, we're going to put those props underneath the legs coming down. And again, externally rotating the arms, palms face up. And you'll notice if you just follow your breath and let it flow, long, slow, and deep, it'll help you to relax deeper into these props. And you can hold here from between a minute to 5 minutes. And then take the hands to the outsides of your legs. Draw your legs together. Number 4, a supine twist. If you have any back pain, what you're going to do is take any of these props that you have, blanket, pillow, between your thighs for support, to support your spine. Get the other one away. You don't need it yet. Make sure it's handy. Roll onto your right side first. And then when you roll onto your left shoulder, you might find that you want that other pillow or blanket or whatever it is underneath that left arm, so that it's not just, if you're really tight and your arm is hanging out in the air, that's not comfortable. And I'll see so often students going like this, okay, maybe the fingers are on the ground and this is all like so uncomfortable. Make yourself comfortable. Take the time. And then once you're here, you hang out, but there's also a tendency sometimes, if you are super tight in your back, you will arch the whole back. See if I can do it. And then that's super uncomfortable because the back muscles are working so hard. So you want to bring your spine back into neutral. Take your low ribs and pull them back in towards your spine. So you still have a curve in your back. You still have 4 curves in your back. You're just in neutral spine now as you're twisting. Palms face up. And you can hold each side for a couple of minutes. Maybe you only have 45 seconds to a minute. That's fine. And then you would inhale, come up. If you have the blanket or pillow between your legs, you stay here and then you roll on to the other side. And then again, you roll your right arm down to the ground. If it does not work, you have props. Use them, whatever you have, however you need them to be for yourself. You might just need a little bit of prop, or you might need a lot of support. What's comfortable for you today? That's what you're asking yourself so that you can then close your eyes and release. There's another thing that's super common in a twist. So there's a tendency to want to get that shoulder down. And so you're not twisted. See how the hips are no longer stacked. Oh, but I've got my arm down. Isn't that great? Okay. It's not much of a twist. So I invite you to start lying on your side and then keeping the hips stacked, roll open here. And then you can use as many props as you need. You might find you get just a little bit more twist that way. And on this side, it looks like this when you arch your spine. Oh, these muscles are working so hard. And so what I want to do is take my low ribs back. And now it might be easier to twist now that those muscles that have grabbed so hard have relaxed. Try it. And then inhale, coming back to center. And this last one is very restorative, very calming. You're going to put your legs on a chair, on a heavy piece of furniture, whatever you have on hand. So for legs on chair, seat, or furniture, you're going to make sure your chair is against something that's not going to move, and the chair seat is facing towards you. You lie down, swing your legs up, let your calves rest on the chair seat, and then you're going to listen to whatever you need to be completely comfortable. If you need something behind your neck, whatever it is that you need, maybe more padding underneath your calves. If your thighs are super long, they're up here, then you might need to raise, elevate, so that you can get comfortable. So listen to that. And then gently closing your eyes. Again, externally rotating upper arms, palms face up, and hold here 5 minutes if you like, if you have the time. To come out rolling to one side. Another strategy that I invite you to try is choosing one of those and doing it for 5 minutes, and then spread the rest of them out throughout the rest of your day so that you can do each for 5 minutes and give yourself a nice little break. It's just 5 minutes. It's a great little break for you. And see how that works. How are you more productive, more focused? Because there's this tendency, I know, to just keep working, and you find eventually, especially if you're working from home, you'll take your papers and open the refrigerator to try to put them in the filing cabinet. So therefore, perhaps breaking up your day with some restorative practices will be very useful. I can't wait to hear your stories and how you're using these poses in your daily workday at home. And join us next time. We've got 5 yoga poses for you that you can do while you're drying your hair. These are poses that I do. And I thought, hey, why don't I share them with all of you? Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.